Kamal, do you know where Ken Ofori-Atta is? And do you know if he knows that he's being wanted?
Certainly not.
Okay.
I don't know where precisely he is, but I'm aware that, of course, as a revered former finance minister of this country, who's actually also contributed and paid his dues to us, I'm not suggesting that he is 100%, just like no one is 100% as humans. I'm not suggesting that he is culpable of any crime for now, because the laws are clear on it. You see, the respected Kissie Jabe is somebody we all know in the circles of the academia, that he stands out when it comes to criminal law teachings and, whatever. Even in his press conference yesterday, he was tempted to say how he loved lecturing, or he...
You say he's been lecturing for 25 years.
Absolutely. So that tells you that indeed he has the grasp of the law. He has what it takes to call himself a great criminologist when it comes to that sector. But nonetheless, like I said, no human being is perfect. No human being is 100%. Even he, Kissie Jabe, is not 100%. There are things he will do, somebody will question.
Yeah.
Doctor will do certain things, somebody will question. I will do certain things, they will question.
Right.
God, in his infinite wisdom, never created us to be 100%. Okay? Now, what is that? What are the issues? And what are the laws of Ghana? Fundamentally, I am not a lawyer. Okay? As a packet lawyer, I am sitting here. I do know that, clearly speaking, the Criminal Procedure Act in this country, okay, prescribes certain ways of initiating a criminal trial. Okay, if you have evidence as a body that has been given the mandate to prosecute. Now look, to the extent that it even tells you that you can go to court, initiate the sermons, without recourse to the person and let the court write for the person to come and respond. It's one angle. To the extent that you can arrest, okay? And when you arrest, reasonably so, within 48 hours, you must produce the person or send the person to court on the charges that you are supposed to, whether summarily or indictment, whatever. These are all prescribed, which I know. That's why I started off by saying that Kissie Jabe is somebody who is really respected in that area. And I'm aware, again, that in the absence of the person, you can still prosecute him. You can try that person in absentia.
How?
The laws are there, it's clear.
No.
Why?
The guy has not been arrested yet.
No. That is why I said
he's not been arrested.
If reasonably, yet. You see, public law is crime against the state.
Yes.
That we all know.
Yes.
And I'm saying that wherever you are, and if there are evidence that to prove that Mr. A has committed these crimes, these are the evidence, contrary to these sections from Act 29, and based on Act 30, I am going to initiate a procedure, and it's clear, nothing stops you to prosecute the person or try the person in absentia. Nothing. Well, it's there. Even in his press conference, he mentioned it at the tail end. If you listened to him yesterday, he said, look, there are other options available to me. I can even try him in absentia. He mentioned it himself. You see, and I'm saying, I'm making this point, whether, and again, I want to say this, we are an evolving democracy.
Yeah.
We will make mistakes. NDC 1 made some mistakes. NDC 2 made some mistakes. I recall, you remember the quality grain scandal case?
Yes.
Good. NDC were beating their chests for going to inculcate into the law what we call Section 179. Because if you read the judge's, judgment, he took his time to tell the whole world who brought the law and how the law was brought and how it was challenged on radio and other places, but yet still the law was done. And now the axe is falling on the person who brought the law. And these were not so happy about it. But the law is the law. So the point I'm trying to make here is that NPP also sat down and thought and said, oh, special prosecutor, we need it. With regards to Article 88 of the Constitution of Ghana, we all know that the Attorney General is supposed to be the chief prosecuting officer. But in the wisdom of the government of NPP then, we need a special prosecutor who would uniquely work on corruption and corruption-related cases and whatever to offer, just be able to want to make corruption unattractive to whoever. Good intention. But again, the axe is falling on who now? The same MPP. Are you getting me? So I'm saying that we may get it wrong, but what is at the center of it is the law. And my appeal to Kisi Ejabe is that, with the greatest of respect to him, he's a very respected person in that area. But there are many who think that there's so much drama again. With the greatest respect, there are many who think that, look, you can just go straight ahead and do the work and ensure that the country is not shortchanged. Press conferences, look, I took my time and looked at the Crown prosecution, what's the name, in the UK. They call it what? Is it Crown prosecution or something?
Yes, in the UK.
I looked at the work, the kind of way they do. You know what they do? Sometimes when the police even arrest, they, based on their law and other prosecuting agencies arrest or maybe initiate an issue, they have the right to write for it to say, to be called for it. Look at it properly. Reason is that the human rights of the person is at stake.
Yeah.
So this matter, should we look at it properly and see whether it's prosecutable or it's not prosecutable? They do. And the same way in Ghana, we also have laws protecting the human rights of whoever is seen as a suspect.
Yeah.
And we don't joke with it. That is why even Article 19 clearly says that you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. These are all right, and we all know. But this talk of, I want to make you a fugitive, I want to make you a wanted person. Look, if you have evidence that something untoward has happened, and it's against Mr. A or Mr. B, and the country is shortchanged, and the law says try in absentia, you have the opportunity, you are in touch with the lawyers of the person even according to you has sent you some documents, even though you don't agree to it, to mean that that is medical report. But has sent you some document. You even alluded in your press conference that the person has some cancer. You alluded again that he's supposed to go through surgery. These are all supposed to be subjected to scrutiny. But you see,
No, and that's
let's save Ghana this.
The allusion was as per what they had been told.
I know.
They disagree. They say they want further and better particulars to actually prove that indeed he has a medical condition that would make it impossible for him to sit in a flight and come to Ghana.
Yeah.
So just so we set the record.
He said he wanted to see it explicit that well, he's not as a flight risk person. No. That's what he said. He mentioned, I had listened to it yesterday. No. He said that all the documents provided, that's written to him or whatever, doesn't say that the person has cannot board a flight to Ghana.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That's what he mentioned.
Said, yes.
And I am saying that notwithstanding, you are in touch with the lawyers of the person.
Yeah.
In fact, to a large extent, even you say that the lawyers have triggered a certain law, which says that you could do some video conferencing. Okay? Yes. To a large extent. But you said you want the person himself here. Yes, it's true.
If you've listened to the head
I am saying,
okay,
if it is on health grounds, the law allows for such consideration. On health grounds, why? You and I sitting here cannot tell whether or not it's true or it's not true. And you, the special prosecutor, just seeing this alone and knowing that you have been, look, he has had emissaries sending these things to you. Those emissaries are reachable. In this case, his lawyers. You can go invite them further and work. Look, the press conference, with the greatest of respect to me, I mean, if you have you are close with the powers to work, you are close with the powers to prosecute, we are close with the powers to have the evidence and move ahead. The press conferences are not necessary. They're not necessary to me.
If you've listened to...
Go ahead and work.
If you've listened to Sami Daku,
yes,
who is the Director of Strategy Research and I believe Monitoring also.
Yeah, Sami.
He has said it time without number, that the main reason why they want Ofori-Atta to be personally and physically available to be questioned is because they want to arrest him and take his what they call a caution statement.
Do you know if
right?
Look, do you know what the law do?
No, hold on. Let me just tell you what he said.
Okay.
And here I'm not I'm not expressing my personal opinion about
Yeah.
approach
Okay.
or modus operandi. I'm just telling you what the facts are out there. You can easily read it. It says we want the man to be physically available.
And we'll take his caution.
So that we can arrest him, take a caution statement, so that based on that, we can build what we call an ironclad case,
Okay.
a document, and then proceed to court and prosecute the matters at that particular forum, whichever forum they choose to go to.
So the person
But
comes.
until and unless Ken Ofori-Atta is physically available or physically present,
That cannot be done.
they would, I don't know about, they cannot be done, but I've heard about there'll be a difficulty.
You see, what it is that
And that's what they've been pursuing
my
all this while.
fundamental knowledge of the processes of criminal procedure
Right.
is that even when you are arrested, you have the right to remain silent.
Absolutely. Yeah, Miranda rights.
Even when I'm giving a caution statement,
Yeah.
and say you are charged with blah 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 blah. Do you have anything to say? No comment. I can write and go away. That's all. And wait, and so this defeats what you are telling me.
No, but you see,
It does.
yeah, but
It-
come on, but you see, no, but you see, no, come on. The difference here, no, but the difference here is that at least you've been arrested, you've been charged.
Yes.
Your refusal to make any comment is a right which you are entitled to under the law.
Listen to my first
And
comment.
even international law.
I said, one, criminal procedure in this country allows for prosecutory bodies, okay, to initiate a trial straight to court without even an arrest. That's one.
Okay.
Two, it also, that is if you have evidence. And two, it also allows for you to arrest and within 48 hours initiate a trial if the person is actually culpable.
Okay.
And you think so. Then three, the same process allows for you to try the person in absentia if you can. So these three things are there. And I'm saying the prosecutory body here, in this case OSP, is clothed with all these powers. Now, if you are clothed with all these powers and you have reason to believe that this is actually happening, look, don't shortchange Ghana, don't delay it, don't do press conferences. Put together your documents, let him be wherever he thinks he wants to be. The law will catch up with you no matter what.
Okay.
You understand? To save us this time of airtime of all of us going and sit down and listen to press conferences, save us of whatever. We don't know what it is.
Okay.
What most importantly, your work is to ensure that the right thing is done. That's why I'm saying, look, this is a respected man in terms of criminology. He's somebody who knows all these fundamentals that I have mentioned here. I don't really know what is stopping him from it.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your work.
Okay.
If the man you have reasons to believe, look, beyond reasonable doubt, go and prove it. Why? Where is the former director of, what's the name? Maslow.
Oh, you mean Sedinam Tamak?
Sedinam. Sedinam was not here. Was she not tried in absentia? Has she not been convicted in absentia?
I remember
She's
was
supposed to come and serve 10
no,
years.
but I remember she was arrested. She was charged.
But she on bail, she jumped bail, I'm told.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
So, and I'm
in her
saying,
case, she was arrested and
but
charged.
no, of course, but nonetheless, you can still have that. So if Sedinam even tried in absentia, convicted in absentia, and supposed to come for 10 years of whatever, what stops us if you have the evidence to prove that I want to do it? Especially when you're in touch with the lawyers of the person.
All right.